Hey guys, it's Michael B. I'm sorry I am late yet again tonight. I've been having just the best month with so many problems and so many issues going on, so I am so sorry, but we are going to have fun tonight. Over the weekend, there were some pretty big leaks from Arcade1up that came out about the Time Crisis CAD. We finally got a look at potentially what this could look like. This looks like a build. And then, for some reason, some CasinoCades that I'm sure there's some people in the community that will be interested in this. They like flashing lights and Vegas and craziness. But why? Why was this leaked now? Why not wait till January? Why did this come out? Oh, that's right. Arcade1up is going through some issues right now that they might have wanted to cover up with some other information, maybe change the narrative a little bit, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm sorry guys, I'm going to do it to you. I'm going to make you talk about the leaks again, but with a little bit of a different perspective. We'll ask the question, are these leaks really just a smokescreen to cover up the problems that are there? Not so much cover up, but maybe move the attention away. Anyways, hope you guys have a fun night with me tonight. I'll try my best to stay up there. I'm on the end of COVID. Let's see if we can have fun. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is Chill and Chat with Michael B. Oh my good God, guys, you have no idea. It's been a rough go for me here lately. For those of you who've been following along, I ended up getting something called hand, foot, and mouth, which I had never had before. And it's something that I had only heard about once before, that kids get it and adults can get it too. Well, anyways, I got it and it was a nightmare. Like, basically, I was really, really sick. Noticed it when I did a stream with Fox and P-Dubs one night, might have been Super Game Room dudes. And I woke up the next morning. I was supposed to take my daughter to to my parents' cabin, and I was just so sick I couldn't move. Well, anyways, I'm almost to the end of it now. I've just about lost all the skin on my hand is dead, and then moving back, and my feet are the same way, and that was brutal. And then right after that, I had to go to Ottawa for a work trip. So I went to Ottawa for a work trip, still sick with the hand, foot, and mouth. Technically, like the hand, foot, and mouth, like I wasn't sick anymore, but my hands were still peeling and stuff like that. I was pretty uncomfortable. Got home from that, and sure enough, I get COVID and then give the rest of my family COVID as well. It is a nightmare. And then in the middle of all that, when I get home, I did something stupid and thought YouTube had sent me an email in my email browser instead of through YouTube, which was a dumb idea. And I got hacked, and I lost my Facebook and my Instagram permanently, just gone. There's no way to get them back. So I've had to create a new Facebook and a new Instagram. And funny story about the new Facebook, apparently if you start a new Facebook and then add a bunch of friends right away, they think that's a fake account too. So I had a new Facebook account so I could actually talk to people. But unfortunately, the new Facebook account got flagged as suspicious because I was adding so many of my old friends back. And I had actually been kicked out of that. I haven't been able to use my Facebook for the last 3 days. I haven't been able to talk to people on Messenger, anything. Finally got that back. So, lo and behold, I think my COVID's passing. My wife seems to be a little bit better today. The kids seem to be feeling better and moving in spirits. So we're up. There's positive stuff. And I finally got to do some stuff on my YouTube channel. October's been a brutal month for me in terms of content and getting stuff out. November didn't start off great, but I finally got my Astro City Mini V review out just this past Sunday. I know I'm later than everybody else, but I really like that little mini arcade. It's a great desk arcade, so many great shooters. The vertical screen is awesome. So if you haven't had a chance yet, go check out that review. And I've got some more stuff coming. I just got the At Games Legends Pinball Micro. Very excited about that. I'm working on my review for that. I got the Missile Command New Wave Toys Replicate. It's my first Replicate. I'm working on that now. I'm very excited. And also, I've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2 downstairs, which I'm going to be putting together, hopefully at some point. I got it yesterday. Still haven't even been able to crack the seal to get it going because I've been working. But hopefully I'll get that started tomorrow. I've got the Glenn's BitLCD, which I'm really excited about. I got to find my Raspberry Pi so I can get moving on that. And then on top of that, I've got so many other cabinets. Dragon's Lair, NBA Jam XL. Man, I got a bunch of reviews to catch up on. I'm sorry it's been taking me so long to get all this stuff done. Anyways, now that I'm done complaining about my life's not that bad, I can finally talk to you guys, and I want to say thank you so much to everybody that's here. P-Dubs is here. P-Dubs has been hanging out with my buddy Mikhail for the last couple days. Biggest party ever. Mikhail asked for my social security number. Craig B, SoxCade, Nick Gamble, Mark Munger, Andy's Game Room, Mike George, Ep Cyclone, In Danger Dog, Garage Gamer, what's happening, brother? When I get my Marvel vs. Capcom up, we'll play online. Just not Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Steve B, Vish Salad, Tyler V, what's happening, Tyler V, Retro Pass, David Gilbert, Console Fanboy, thanks Zohar, Sterling Hall, Sterling, it's always great to see you every Monday night, Tuesday night now in the last 2 weeks, jeez Louise, JJ, New View on Life, thank you so much everybody for being here, Carlo, thank you very much for being here, brother, Arcade Mountain, and 19K Fox, sorry, no election coverage from here in Canada. 1 second, guys. Just expelling some more of this COVID out of my system. Jesus. I don't know if you can also see behind me, I've finally got my AtGames BitLCD marquee installed on my cabinet. Now, I've had my BitLCD marquee for a couple of weeks now, and you're probably saying, geez, like, if you were so excited about it, which I was, why didn't you already install it? And the truth was, I actually had received a BitPixel marquee from them ahead of time, and they had actually sent that out for a reason. I had a video review I had to get done, and I had to get my footage shot of that, and I just hadn't had time. So I forced myself, COVID, flu, and everything today to get off my ass, get my footage recorded, and get all my information done. So I finally got my BitPixel footage and everything shot and ready to do my video I promised AtGames I'd do, so I could finally install my BitLCD, and man, this thing is gorgeous. Like, I've still got a lot of work to do. I've only, installed the ones that are on the cabinet, but I can't wait to play around with it, put my own marquees up, and do all that fun stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, one of the big reasons I'm bringing that up, guys, excuse me again, I'm still sick. I probably should have held off, but I like this too much. You guys know that. So before I go too far, I do want to tell you guys more about the BitLCD contest that I'm doing. If you guys haven't been following along, we're doing this cool contest. AtGames have sponsored me. They've provided prizes. They've provided a AtGames Legends Pinball Micro, which I've talked about a bunch. I have one now. This thing is awesome. It's basically the big AtGames Legends Pinball back there, except it's this tiny version. It does everything the big one does in a more minuscule version. If you don't have room for a big pinball, but you want a good pinball experience, this is probably going to be it. And then there's 2 additional prizes for the runners-up of quad play control panels for your AtGames Legends Ultimate Machine. So those are out there. All you have to do is come up with your own custom marquee image for the AtGames Legends BitLCD. Then once you have it done, record a quick 30-second to 1-minute video, upload it to Twitter, tag at MichaelBtheGameGenie, tag at AtGamesGaming, and then you're officially entered into the contest. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there haven't been a ton of results right now from the contest so far. So honestly, guys, you've got a very high odds of winning if you get in right now. I would love to see some more entries out there. There's so many creative people out in the community. I would love to see you guys do that. So I'm just bringing this up. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm so behind tonight, and I apologize. But I just want to bring up a video I did a couple weeks back, give you more information on the contest so you can see what we're talking about here. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I am just absolutely dying here. So again, I just wanted to show you guys the prizes. So what we talked about earlier, guys, let me just bring it up on screen. Here we go. So First prize again, guys, is the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro. This thing is awesome. You guys will be very impressed. And then there's 2 additional prizes of the AtGames Legends Quad Play Control Panel. I actually don't have the Legends Quad Play Control Panel, so I can't comment on that much. Mike Voltrades has one. Talk to him about it. But that Pinball Micro is absolutely dope, dope, dope. I think you guys will really dig it. Now again, how to enter, guys. You're just going to upload your video to Twitter, and then you can put down whatever you want. This is my entry into the AtGames Legends Community Marquee Design Challenge. And then what you're going to do, I'm just going to move this forward a little bit. You're going to also then tag at MichaelBtheGameGenie. And then you're also going to tag, here we go. Man, get to the mountain, Frodo, right? AtGames Gaming, and there you can see the video. As long as we can see your marquee displayed in the video on screen, you do that stuff, you are entered into the contest. And like I say, we haven't got a ton of entries right now. You have very good odds of being a winner in the contest. Sorry, guys, still super sick. Super sick, guys. Sorry, very sorry. Oh, I just saw that, and I apologize, guys. Part of the hack was I lost the ability to bring up comments on screen to highlight them, unfortunately, so I can't do that this week. But I do see your comment there, P-Dubs. It has to be in English. It just has to be. There's David G. I'll be submitting mine by next Wednesday. David G., why is it taking so long? Get it up, brother. Scott Lee says, did you see the iArcade announcement? Do you think the iArcade Gold Edition is worth the money? That's a loaded question, man. If you already have an iArcade and you're happy with it, I mean, that's entirely up to you. But we'll get back to that later. I'll have a submission this week for the contest. ST Gyro, thank you very much. I can't wait to see that, brother. JR says, my BitLCD doesn't work. I have a support case open with AtGames. That's tough, man. I will say, for the BitLCD, it was one of the most, one of the most, not innovative, evasive, is that the right term? Installs I've done with a product for AtGames so far, because actually I had to take the back off the cabinet. I was messing around with the cables inside, and I was like, this can't be right. And I followed Wagner Tech Talk's guide, and I was like, Wagner's got some craziness done here, special stuff, and he's assuming everybody did, but no, he was 100% right. So, you know, you take the back off and you have to fool around with the cables in. But once I got it to work, and, I was very apprehensive because I'm not a modder at all, as we know. And once it was done, it's super, super cool. So I've got the marquee going back there now for 64th Street. The original marquee is pretty cool, and I literally got it done minutes before I jumped in the shower before I started the stream. So I can't wait to see what else I can do with the BitLCD marquee. Very cool. All right, so moving on, guys. The first topic I want to talk about tonight is we had some leaks. We had some Arcade1up product leaks this past week, and everybody under the sun has talked about them. We talked about them a little bit on Super Game Room Dudes. Sorry, guys. We talked about them a little bit on Super Game Room Dudes this past week, and we mentioned that, we're getting this Time Crisis cab, and I think probably the best thing for me to do is to bring it up. I should already have this up, but of course I don't because I'm dumb. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me just bring this up the only way I know how, and one of the only apps I have that is still working like normal. I lost my Facebook and my Instagram with several thousand subscribers on both, so I'm a little irritated by that. But anyways, I brought these up this weekend, but I'm going to just screen share, chill and chat here. So this is the Time Crisis cab. Now, right now we have only got this front-on view. We don't have a lot of information, but we were pretty critical on Super Game Room Dudes because it has that completely vertical screen, which we know is really good for the shooting games. They never do a angled screen for that. It's got a big blue speaker panel and no riser, it seems like. It's either a seamless integration or a seamless riser integration, or it's just one panel. So that's something people have been looking for a long time. The negatives were definitely the look. It looked a little bit too plain. I mean, it's a pretty good recreation of the original cab in like an Arcade1up version. Of course, you're not going to get like the big blowout plastic around the gun. There's got to be concessions made to fit the rest of the games on the cabinet. We're only getting Time Crisis 1 on this. B gave a list of what he thought was on the cabinet on a video he did, I think it was Friday. Well, I will tell you 100% that's every game that's actually going to be on the cabinet. We don't have official confirmation, but we're pretty sure those are the 5 games. So we're looking at only Time Crisis 1. B gave a very good reason for explaining that it's only got to be System 22, and Time Crisis 2 and 3 get up into that PlayStation 2 area. They go beyond System 22. So, sorry guys, we're not getting Time Crisis 2 and 3. All those people saying it's got to be a dual screen game, it's not going to matter because we're not getting Time Crisis 2 and 3. We're only getting Time Crisis 1 here. Then you're getting Steel Gunner 1 and 2 and Point Blank 1 and 2. I think that's 100% the games list. One other negative, that pedal down there they've got for Time Crisis 1 looks ridiculous. Hopefully that's taken back to the drawing board and something better is done, or something a little bit more robust, because it looks really childish. I don't know what to say there. But, you know, the rest of the cabinet I was pretty critical on a little bit, going back and forth. But I think the biggest reason I was so critical, because they can only do so much. I mean, I think it looks like a pretty faithful recreation of the original cabinet, so I'll give them top marks for that. The only thing that's really missing there is a coin door. I think if they put the coin door there to break up the full white panel on the front, this would look a lot better, so I'd be a lot more excited about it. And then, of course, we've got the cooler there. The other thing that's kind of frustrating about this is we know the price point is going to be $699, so it's an XL price point, but it's a 3/4 cab. And I guess, excuse me, this is the premium line of cabs where it's kind of like what T2 and Ridge Racer was last year. That's what you're paying for the extra gun and driving wheel. But it's a premium cab at $699. I think that'll be a hard sell at that price point. I don't know how well Terminator did. I don't think the reason Terminator, if it didn't do well is just because of the one game. I think a lot of it was the price point, and I definitely think you saw a lot more of those cabinets fly off the shelves when it went down to $399 on sale, of course. So we got that one, and then, of course, we got the absolutely bizarre Wheel of Fortune CasinoCade. It looks like these are going to be in Partycade format and also in some kind of full cabinet format. Maybe it's a base for the Partycade. I'm not 100% sure, but mother of God, what in the hell is this? So, as much as I can make fun of it because it's 100% not a product for me, it's not something I'm interested in, there are people out there that love like this, you know, fake online gambling, fake gambling. I know that there's arcade collectors out there. Damon Retro Arcades, I think, is one who goes out and gets these like mini slot machines and puts them in with his real arcades and Arcade1up collections. So I definitely think there's an interesting market out for them. I think there'll be more of a market if there was actually real gambling that you could tie into some kind of website and buy credits, and, you know, it's kind of like a global website where you can buy credits and gamble that way. I don't understand how the U.S. state laws work, so I'm not going to say too much more on that. I think that would have a lot more appeal than just a machine that you don't really do anything. It has Wi-Fi, so it's interesting to see what they're going to do with this. But I get it, but I don't get it. I mean, this is not a product for me, but we'll see. Anyways, these two products came out, and that's all anybody was talking about. And what people weren't talking about, of course, except for some angry fans in the comments and in the community, was, of course... Sorry about that. I had to go back. And I also got a super chat from Zohar there I almost missed. I'm sorry, Zohar. I'll go back and make sure I didn't miss any more. As bad as this cab looks, it's still cooler than most iArcade games. Thank you very much for the super chat. Zohar, I know how you feel about the iArcade. Sorry, guys. I'm still sick. I'm very, very sick. Sorry. So anyways, that's what we're looking at right now. You know, angry fans are saying, that's fine that you're coming out with new products, but where is the online for Blitz? And where is the online for Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Biggest Party Ever says, I honestly think they're going to sell a ton of CasinoCades, and I hope they do some really cool shit with the profit. Yeah, that's my point always. Whenever they do something I don't like, I'm like, you know what, I don't really care, but I hope it does well so that they turn around and then they have money to do weird shit, like make a Robotron cab. So there we go. Console fanboy, yes. So Craig B says people with gambling addiction will love this. Potentially, I mean, JJ says, don't be sorry, Michael. We know you're sick. Just drink some water or tea or bourbon. I wish it was that simple. Really do. Just as soon as I started to feel on the mend, my wife started getting really sick then. So it's been rough. It's been rough. And I've been killing myself behind the scenes, like working to try to catch up with everything I've got to do for my own job and YouTube too. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Anyways, I don't want to get off track here. So these leaks come out and people are mad because they're like, whoa, this stuff's coming out from Arcade1up, but yet we still haven't seen any kind of update, or where's the update that we're supposed to get for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Blitz? And the question is that a fair statement? I mean, do you think that Arcade1up leaked these, or is Arcade1up just doing their normal press junket, trying to show off new products to consumers and seeing what happens? Now, the funny thing about this is I'm on a couple minds. I mean, obviously, business 101, right, is if your fans are angry at you, do something to distract them. WWE does it all the time. Like if WWE puts off a pay-per-view and it's terrible and the fans are irate, they'll do a feel-good story about them doing something nice in the community to draw attention away from their shortcomings. I mean, businesses do this all the time. It's a normal business activity. So is it possible that this was an intentional leak to take attention away from some of the negative stuff going on in the community from Arcade1up? Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm the first person to tell you Arcade1up's marketing stuff is interesting sometimes. I mean, like with the, I wouldn't call it fake FOMO, but the artificial scarcity that they throw out there sometimes for products, which we saw in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, they're constantly trying to pull marketing techniques to maximize the amount of profit they receive, or, you know, that's normal. You know, as much as you want to say that's shady as shit, that's business practice. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it is what it is. But here's the thing that really led me to believe that this is potentially a real leak, but done by Arcade1up intentionally. And I want to tell you why. The person who actually did it said his name was Miguel Sanchez. And immediately, that stuck in my mind. I was like, why in God's name does Miguel Sanchez sound so familiar? So I just want to pull this up here right now, guys. I'm going to show you this shot. If you go to the end, the episode of The Simpsons where Marge on the Lamb, Lionel Hutz ends up babysitting the kids, and while he's doing it, he starts throwing out all his papers and documents, and he says, sorry kids, Lionel Hutz is dead. Say hello to Miguel Sanchez. There it is right there. So that's the funny thing. Whenever I think about our friend Miguel Sanchez, who was at the community event with Arcade1up at the store there a couple days ago and showed us about all the stuff that he got to see, and, you know, they let him in secretly and he got to take all this video and put it out there. It seems like a false identity. Yeah. So he's throwing that out there. All right, here we go. Here we go. Guys, if you're here in the chat, please do not engage fighting with each other. I mean, it's none of my business. You guys are open to fight, but don't try to fire up the chat. I love everybody. I respect everybody's opinion. Just, if you got side beef, if you want to talk about the topics, talk about the topics. Don't talk about stuff that's outside the topics. Do me that favor, guys, please. So anyways, Miguel Sanchez. So I believe this was a fake leak from somebody who's obviously a fan of The Simpsons, such as myself. I believe that it's possible that it's just a fluke, that this really happened, but I totally don't think Miguel Sanchez is a real person. I think this was an intentional leak to try to get some of the interest and fuss off what's going on with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Blitz with the online play. So here's the funny thing about the online play that I want to bring up as well. People are upset about the online play not being there. And what I find interesting is, if I was a consumer that bought this cab relying on online play being there, yeah, goddamn right. Goddamn right. I'd be mad. I mean, that's your prerogative as a consumer that bought something, that expected something, and that's waiting on something, to be upset if it's not available. It's normal for companies to do this nowadays. I'm not saying it's right or appropriate, but it's normal. They don't have all their features ready at launch, and they tell you, stay patient, it's going to be ready, and it's going to be a good experience, so that's fine. So anybody out there that's either bought Blitz, either bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or bought both, I can finally enter this conversation because I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's not put together, but I bought it. So now I'm just like everybody else, and I'm saying, hey, when can I play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online against my friends? That's the thing. But what's funny about this to me is that there's people out there that have not bought either of these cabs, have no intention of buying either of these cabs, and they're the ones complaining the loudest about where's the update. Why do you care? Obviously, these people are making these complaints because they want attention. They're using something that's a negative from another company to try to get attention from themselves. And if they're advocates and they're fighting for the people in the community that they don't feel have a voice that deserve this feature, that's fine. Maybe that's their prerogative, but I question that. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. We're going to get it. Be patient. I'm not defending the company. It sucks. I wish they could do something for us. Like Arcade1up, I'll throw it out there. I'm a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 owner. I'm upset that it's not available. But you know how you can make it right? Make Punisher available on that cab. Make it the Marvel Legacy cab that I always thought it was going to be. Put the Punisher back on it as well. Oh, there's Pitbull. Pitbull says Arcade1up just keeps rolling out new cabs to cover up the fact they shoved it in everyone's asses with Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't think they're rolling out the cabs to shove it in anybody's asses, but I 100% agree with you, Pitbull. I think these leaks came out as something to distract people from the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 issues. 100%. Papa Brad says, I'm a customer, Arcade1up. I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and can beat the computer every time, so it's a false hope. I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's my favorite fighting game, period. I love it too. Online will get fixed, but Brad, I'm with you. It should be done. As a consumer, I feel for you, and I feel for what you're going through. For the people that are never going to buy this cab, and it affects them and no reason why are you yelling at the clouds? Is it because you feel bad for other people that bought the cabinet and you have to support them? Or are you just trying to get attention for yourself? I don't get it. I'm not defending the company and saying this. I just think it's this funny Jesus coincidence that the people that are so concerned about when Arcade1up is releasing the online updates and being the loudest don't even have the cabs. Don't even have any interest in getting the cabs. They should get Star Wars XL like yesterday. Totally agree with you. I don't think we're getting Star Wars XL. I think Papa Brad says, I love the game. Ready for online. It's still an amazing game. I'm gonna be honest with you, Papa Brad. I bought it because I want to be a Marvel Legacy cab. So, where is this? MG says, 1000% Michael B. Some of the BS live chats by people who call the product shit are proud not to own them. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like them, you don't have to. There's lots of other great products out there. iArcade, which I want to talk about a little bit, had a great day today. They announced a very, bizarre, unique arcade game, and they announced sales coming up in December, plus new pre-orders on their gold cabinets. So, great day for them. And if you have that product, that's fine. Like, not everybody has to like it. Not everybody has to buy it. Yeah. There is a comment here from Pitbull I want to catch up on. I honestly don't think they'll put it out, the update. It's a total debacle. They, for some reason, are silent and have been silent. Well, Pitbull, here's the thing. When the update doesn't come out, like if we start talking about, like, you give them months. I think you give them like a grace period of like 3 months for an update like that to go out. After the 3 month point, if they're not talking at all, and they're silent, that's a little friggin' concerning. Little friggin' concerning at that point. So I'm with you. But they can't. They can't not do the update. If they don't do the update, I mean, that's a major problem. Like, we'll tear them apart. Everybody will. It won't just be people that are detractors of Arcade1up. Their fans will turn on them. Everybody will turn on them if they don't provide the update. No company can do that. No company can say, here's a feature we're going to deliver, not ready yet, it's coming out later, and then not deliver it. I mean, this is officially on, social media, in writing. This is not something a representative misspoken said. This is 100% they're going to do it. So if they don't do it, that's a major problem. And if it is hardware issues, which I don't think it is, because if you go back to that last 1UP show, who was it? Justin Wong started talking about how they actually turned down the clocking. I'm not a science guy, but he explained that he turned down the clocking on the chip to run it smoother at lower capacity on the board. And the thing about that is, on top of that, that'll also help with the heat sink issue that they have on it as well. So the update's gonna come out. Oh yeah, Pitbull, you're 100% right on that. Punisher won't come out. Disney put the kibosh on that. That's what I heard as well. And that friggin' sucks, because Punisher is 100% the best beat 'em up in the Marvel lineup, better than X-Men. It is, and I really like X-Men too. And it sucks that we're never going to get it on. Overthink Gaming, what's happening, Jason? The leaks were put out to distract from iArcade's banger that's announced today. I don't think those two compete in the same place. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Yeah, 100% Steve B. Ask your wife, can't there be a lawsuit if they don't deliver? 100%. That's where you get into a real class action. This like foolishness about like, oh, we're going to do a class action lawsuit because it wasn't ready at launch. No. Go talk to a lawyer. Good luck. Call Jim the Hammer Shapiro. But if they don't deliver, that's a different story. Console Fanboy, $4.99. I like the new iArcade game a lot. Looks good. Played it too. It's fun. It's not AAA though. Exaggeration should stop too much brainwashing. And I will come back to this 100%. Zohar, thank you very much for the super chat. But yeah, it's not a AAA game. It's very, very friggin' cool, but it's not a AAA game. You're 100% right there. 19K Fox says, Punisher is why I'm not selling my Marvel Superheroes cab. I completely understand that. Dan Z, what's happening? Overthink Gaming knows Punisher's really good. She-Lion, what's happening, She-Lion? Personally, I love my Arcade1up pinballs more than the other 6 I've got. Yeah, I really like my Attack from Mars Arcade1up pinball. I sold my other 2, did a video on why, and I got the At Games Legends pinball, which I love, and I can just play FX3 on that. So if I'm going to play Pinball-y Pinball, the video game pinball, through Pinball FX, that's how I'm going to play it. But I like playing the actual recreations of the real games down in my arcade with all my other Arcade1up recreations. Brooklyn Menace, what's happening? Punisher PCB is going to become collector items. I actually had an extra Marvel Superheroes PCB, and I gave it to my buddy Steven Nostalgia. I got to see if I can get it back, though. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I have the Marvel Superheroes PCBA too, keeping it. Why did I give that to Nostalgia? Man, he sucks. ALP is where it's at. And the ALP Micro, for the people that don't have a room for an ALP, that's where it's at too. So anyways, guys, I don't want to belabor it too much, but yeah, so 100%, the leaks that came out last week about Time Crisis and these CasinoCades, it's just something to change the narrative a little bit. I mean, Arcade1up did that show last week. They tried to give answers, and it didn't work. It blew up in people's face. People were still really angry. So a very easy business term, a business tactic, is to put out some new information or do some kind of other story to kind of change the narrative a little bit. And I believe that's what Arcade1up did, whether intentionally or through some kind of leak. I mean, they named Miguel Sanchez, and then him in our chat, joking around. Didn't seem like he was a real person, so it's kind of funny. Oh, here comes B Kong. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Cab is technically online with all the other games, so people have been playing non-stop at the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 lobbies. That is true, but I think if it was a cab that had Marvel vs. Capcom 1 as the marquee game on it, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was just another game on the cabinet that you could play, and that wasn't online, you wouldn't get the same effect. Like, you gotta remember sometimes, with these Arcade1up cabinets, people mainly buy them regardless of the other 7 games on it or 10 games on it. They buy it for the marquee game. So the fact it's the marquee game that's not online, that's rough. And She Lion is 100% right. Blitz is a bigger issue because nothing's online. Michael B., have you or plan to add legs on your Pinball Mini? So I don't know. I think after I get my Pinball Mini review done, Pinball Micro. Sorry guys, still really sick. What I might do is my parents are huge pinball fans, so I was thinking about possibly giving it to them and letting them have it for a while. But I saw someone online actually took the legs off their At Games Legends pinball and put that on their micro, and it looks like that'd be fun. That'd be about Scarlet size for my daughter, so I might do that and put it in her room. But what I would have to do, and I've always wanted to do this anyways, is get bigger legs for my ALP. My ALP is just a little bit too short and it hurts my back bending over to play it. So I'd have to get longer legs for my ALP. And then I'd just take the legs off the ALP and put those on the micro for my daughter. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Papa Brad's Gaming says, I want those Sega legs for my ALP. Maybe that's what I got to do too. Like, I got to do something because the ALP height drives me nuts. It needs to be a little bit taller. Like, I'm much more comfortable playing the Arcade1up pinball because it's just a little bit higher and it feels more comfortable to play it in terms of ergonomics for people that aren't 5'4". Those Sega legs look legit. Yeah, I mean, they look good. I gotta get something. I need bigger legs. So guys, that's my theory. It sucks. It sucks that Arcade1up still haven't put the online updates out there for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so you can play all the games on that cabinet online, and it sucks that there's still no online updates for Blitz. Hopefully, we're going to get updates real soon. And if we don't, I mean, they have to do something. It will come out. It won't not come out. That's where the class action lawsuits get in. Now, do these other things distract from that? Maybe a little bit for some people, but it's not that big a deal. Anyways, guys, at the end of the day, that's Time Crisis. So we know that's coming out, and hopefully that's a pre-production model because that really needs a coin door. I've softened a little bit on the looks. I think it looks okay, but it absolutely needs a coin door, and especially at the price point to $6.99. So I'm sure we're going to talk about that much more coming up in the leading weeks and all that bullshit. But these CasinoCades, I'm really interested to find out if there's real gambling on it. So there we go. Arcade1up version of using distraction celery. I don't know what the exact marketing term is. Like, I knew with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, for example, the way that was being launched, that was artificial scarcity, 100%. If you buy the black Sega legs, you'll need these washers. Yeah, P-Dubs is the guy to talk to. I got to talk to him. Thanks, Chris Nesbitt. I appreciate it, brother. Oh, no, that sucks. Another place in Canada to get it. That sucks. Chris Nesbitt, maybe reach out to Buy Stuff Store, because if there's something that we can't get here in Canada through Amazon or through the Brick, Buy Stuff Store is your other best option, I think. Paul Lady says, hey, thank you so much, Papa Brad's Gaming. Like I said, Blitz has leaderboards, so no one can sue on that. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a different story. No, I think they still, Pipple, I think they still have to provide like an actual online play experience. I don't think they'd be able to get off with just the leaderboards. That'd be whack. And from what I understand, the plan is still to offer online for Blitz. You'll be able to play people online. I don't know how it'll work. If it'll still be, how many, can you play 3 people from one cab and 1 from another, or how it'll work, I have no idea. Paul 80, I think I already said this, but I agree with you. Time Crisis looks good. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're not doing something unique. It's a recreation. Of course, they're not going to do the big plastic mold in the front, and they've got to make room for 2 guns. Definitely needs a coin door. That's the big thing it needs. Devil Waldo says, I actually think those CasinoCades look pretty interesting, depending on the price. Well, the price and features are going to be what's there. Chris Nesbitt, okay, I'll try that. Thank you. I did not see it on their site. Yeah, don't worry about their site. Just call them up and be like, hey, I want you to get me some Black Market X game stuff into Canada. Can you make it happen? They'll be like, oh yeah, buddy, we can make it happen. If online does come out and it's a poor experience, does that redeem the delay? No, God no. I mean, the reason we've been told there is a delay is because the experience isn't up to snuff. So we expect that when the experience does come out, it's going to be pretty fair. Now, what sucks about this is the experience is still a peer-to-peer network. There's no server. So, everybody shit on Mortal Kombat's online and said, oh, Mortal Kombat's terrible. But again, it's a peer-to-peer experience, and it depends on who you're playing against. JT Brunswick says, I think the box specified Blitz and MVC2 as online multiplayer, so just leaderboards will be a no-go. I'll check my MVC2 box. Hey, El Customizador Marvel. Hey, what's happening? Thank you very much. Did anyone else notice the potential screen in between the speakers on the Wheel of Fortune CasinoCade? I didn't see that. So you can't sell gambling cabs in New York and Pennsylvania. See, Pitbull, this is what I'm interested with that. And maybe you can't even sell fake ones. We talked about it on Super Game Room Dudes this weekend. And Nostalgia, who's wise beyond his ears, not really, but he said that you can't do online gambling. So I don't know how these, do you guys have apps on your phone? You can go to, partypoker.com. Isn't that somewhere you can go, everybody can go to? That's how I assumed this would work. So you would go into an app like partypoker.com that's, regulated across the states, however it works, and then you put in credits and you bet on that and it comes out with credits. So I don't know how it works. For me, the CasinoCades need to have real gambling. And it needs to just be some kind of app integration that they can do it. And I don't know if they can do it. Cheers from Peru. That's so cool. Cheers from Newfoundland, Canada. I'm still dying, guys. I'm very sorry. Oh, no. It depends on Nick Gamble. It depends on what this machine does. If it doesn't do any real gambling, there's no real gambling, I don't know, maybe they could do it. Thanks to your channel, I updated my Marvel vs. 2 cab with a new deck, IL joysticks, and light-up buttons from 99 Lives. Also updated the coin doors with light-ups from Retro 530 and new Zabo marquee. There you go. JR says, Michael, did you get Alwa's Awakening for the Arcade VS? No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't bought any new games for that in a little while. I don't know why. The Alwa's Awakening stuff I haven't been turned on to yet. Planet Pow, cheers from Sydney, Australia. Hey, Planet Pow, what's happening? My sister-in-law is down in Australia right now. She's down with her new boyfriend, and his birthday's the same as mine. Funny enough, we have the exact same birthday. So anyways, cheers in Sydney, Australia, and if you see my sister-in-law, Alana, which you probably won't, say hi. Oh, guys. Oh, man, it's been an interesting week. So that's really all I wanted to say about the... they could sell Arcade1up credits or Itchy and Scratchy money. It's like real money, just more fun. And have a prize system for high score. I don't know. I don't know how the online... I'm not a gambler by any capacity. I just don't get it. I don't get why you would sell a CasinoCade unless there's some kind of gambling component where people can actually win some real money or something like that. I don't get it. It's not a product for me. So again, I hope it sells really well. So then Arcade1up says, hey, we got all this extra money. Let's do some weird shit. Let's make a Robotron cab. Biggie D says, we all wanted arcades in our home. There are people out there that want casinos. Possibly. Buttons at the bottom of the screen are bet amounts on a real slot. The casino cabs look identical. But they could connect to an online service. You can sell a laptop in any state, and they can connect to a gambling site. That was the point I was trying to make MG on Super Game Room Dudes this weekend. I was saying there has to be some way they could set it up where you could connect to some kind of gambling site to make this work. It's the only thing that makes sense, and especially with their Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't understand why else there would be Wi-Fi. Maybe you can download other gambling or apps. Maybe it's like the Infinity Game Table. I don't know. There's so many questions that come from these stupid casinos. Yeah, so guys, that's it. Before we finish off, though, I do want to talk about what iArcade announced today. So if you guys have been sleeping on iArcade, which a lot of people have, I mean, people have been waiting for that big top-tier game to be released, and they keep mentioning bangers this year. And I hate that term because it means sausages. I'm old, so I don't understand. Maybe it's new slang. So bangers, they've been talking about coming out with some kind of big game, some big AAA game. So we've got gun games. We've got a lot of really good A and AA games on iArcade so far this year. And today they announced something really friggin' cool. So I just want to pull this up, and I'm definitely going to get this video demonetized when I show this in a second. But I want to put a poll up in the chat. Yeah, I want to put a poll up in the chat. Let me just figure out how to do it. My computer's being funny. Start a poll. There we go. And I can even add options now because this is out there. So, talk amongst yourself while you get this up. Here we go. I can actually do a poll properly for a while. It's going to come up on the whole screen. And I misspelled it, but there you go. You got the gist of it. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second here now. Hold on 1 second. So, today, iArcade announced Ninja Baseball Batman, which a lot of people might be unfamiliar with. Now, for us old school YouTubers, we're actually very familiar with Ninja Baseball Batman, but not for the same reason that you guys are. So, I just want to pull this up and show you guys this. If anybody out there, like me, has watched The Angry Video Game Nerd for years now, you would have known about him covering this game 11 years ago, Ninja Baseball Batman. And the reason why he covered it isn't because it's not a good game. It's actually a really fun and interesting game. But this is what made this game become a cult classic in the first place, was the coverage from AVGN. It became kind of like a household game because of how weird and wacky it was. And really, back then, all the AVGN stuff, as soon as he covered a game, it became a household name. Even if the game was a piece of shit, like, you would have to go get it because AVGN talked about it. You would need it in your NES library. Everybody had Hydlide, even though Hydlide sucked. And it had a really interesting version of the Indiana Jones theme. But Ninja Baseball Batman was covered by AVGN 11 years ago. So when I saw it in Galloping Ghosts as I'm walking through, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh yeah, Ninja Baseball Batman, Angry Video Game Nerd. But anyways, for people that aren't familiar with it, it's actually a really good game. And this is where the interest comes from. I don't know. People are saying that, oh yeah, iArcade nailed it. Like, they knocked it out of the park. Pun. Because they got Ninja Baseball Batman. I don't know if it's a knock out of the park. It's definitely an A to AA game. It's a really good game. It's definitely one I'm excited that they're adding. It's a game that's not exactly easy to get ported to consoles and other shit like that. So, real coup for iArcade to do it. really good piece of news and good piece of information. But for people saying it's a AAA game, I mean, that's a tough one. I don't want to shit on your parade or make you feel like I don't appreciate what you're saying, but You know, it's a really good game. It's a really good game. It's just like a hidden gem, but not a AAA game. Let's be clear about that. Ninja Baseball, it's a game. AAA is subjective. Well, yeah, Papa Brad, I guess AAA is subjective. I don't know exactly what the terminology would be. I mean, if you feel this is a AAA release, I mean, that's your prerogative. MGAAB. How much is it? Is that the question? I would have to assume like this would be a $9.99 game for iArcade. I'd be very surprised if they went more than that. What does AAA even mean? My favorite games are usually not AAA. Yeah, so I don't know. I've always taken AAA to be big budget games that are going to sell move consoles. So like you get a game like Street Fighter. Everybody knows what Street Fighter is. Street Fighter will move a console. There's a reason Evercade went out and got Capcom and Street Fighter and attached it to the Evercade XP. They did it because it's going to sell the console. That's a AAA game. Mortal Kombat's a AAA game. Like when we're talking arcade territory, that's what I define as a AAA game. Ninja Baseball Batman is a really good game. I'm excited about it. I'm glad I have an iArcade so I can experience it. But would I buy an iArcade to play it? That's the question. Can you define AAA? What does that mean? That's what I say. Biggie D's Arcade says it's a AAA title in Japan. Zelda is AAA. Yeah, you would buy a system to play Zelda, 100%. Attorney Arcade, hope you and your family feel better. Take it easy, brother. I'm hoping this week we turn it around and no other surprise diseases. I don't want monkeypox. I don't want anything else. It's an ultra rare, real arcade, only released on iArcade with online play. It's as good as Ninja Turtles as a beat 'em up. Now, see, that's the subjective part, Brad. The online play is really cool, though, because that's a first. When they announced that, I was like, man, this is... Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this. It's a really big coup for iArcade. I'm not trying to shit on the parade at all. I think this is awesome. So excited for them. It's just be careful going out and saying, man, this game is just as good as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You might be overselling it a little bit. I don't want people to do that because, they'll come back. So that's all. I don't want to oversell it. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a really friggin' good game that I'm excited I have an iArcade for so I can get it and play online with people. Don't forget to wipe all your cades down nice and clean. Yeah, I actually have to do that. My wife mentioned even months afterwards I could still be putting hand, foot, and mouth disease out there. Mike Game Killer MG Key says, hey, Michael B. the Game Genie. Hope all is well. I will try the game. Dope. Yes, bought a Switch to play Breath of the Wild, not buying arcade to play Ninja Baseball. See, that's the way it is for some people. Is it a console seller? That's what I define a AAA game as. I don't know if it is, but it's a really, really friggin' cool game. I'm really excited about it. Anybody that shits on it and says, oh man, this game is stupid, that's fine. I mean, that's your prerogative, but, we're at about 50% odds here. I talked about the slot machines, man. The slot machines are weird, and I think a lot of people will be excited about them, but the devil's going to be in the details on what they do, how much they cost. We'll see. I'm getting messages, too. It's the first time my messages have worked in days. Reset Rudy's got it there. Not all AAA games are good games. Ninja Baseball is still a great game, just not a AAA release. 100% agree. Yes, I hear God of War is AAA. Speaking of IRIM, Kid Nicky Radical Ninja is still on my list. Like NES Kid Nicky Radical Ninja? I don't remember liking that one that much, Mike Hockhurts. I'm just excited. It's a cool game coming to iArcade. And on top of that, we've got more pre-orders for the Gold going out there. If you haven't watched it already, I've got a review up for the iArcade Gold cabinet. I absolutely love it. Do I think that you need to upgrade if you have a iArcade Standard Edition? Probably not. Like, honestly, these are for Uber fans or new fans that want to get a arcade machine that has more of a classic North American feel. I like the upgrade to the JBL audio. It's slight, but it does improve the experience. I like the light up marquee. I like the way my cabinet looks. I'm glad I did it, but I don't think everybody needs to possibly upgrade. But if you're getting your first cabinet and you have a choice, and especially at that sale price compared to $9.99 regular, I would go with the iArcade. Yeah, Papa Brad says it as well. More good games for iArcade is a win, especially when it's something weird and wacky and wonderful like Ninja Baseball Batman. And the fact that we're going to be able to play it online is what I'm most excited about. Dear Jesus, I hope to God they figure out how to fix the streaming issue, because one of my favorite things to do from my iArcade was streaming live gameplay and actually streaming. I'd have the feed go directly into my capture card and then stream it that way. But there's a glitch with the way that the iArcade outputs data, and now like I can't stream anymore because the screen is all stretched. So hopefully they fix that. And also, Conti Dinda, you've got 100% comment there. That's what I'm waiting on as well. According to tracking, my Sinden light gun from Uplay Arcade just arrived today. I got to go to the mailbox and pick up my slot and then go to the post office and go recover my shit. I haven't been able to go because of the COVID. I've got a Sinden light gun now, and I've got a gold cabinet. I want to play some gun games, so let's go. Which gold edition do you recommend? If I was going to get a gold, I mean, I would do it based on art. The only gold edition I wouldn't recommend is the Double Dragon, because you have to put on your own art. I hate that. It's actually not a Double Dragon cab, even though it's got a Double Dragon control panel and a Double Dragon marquee, but you have to affix the art yourself. So it's a black cab that you put on the art yourself, and I don't like that. So Carlo, I would advise you to get everything except for the Double Dragon cab, because you shouldn't have to put your own art on. Mike Hawk has a Sinden gun on the way also. Yeah, I'm excited also just to get it, to hook it up to my PC. I'm going to play House of the Dead remake with it. But, I bought it mainly to be a gun on my iArcade. So let's hurry up with these gun games, guys. Yeah, Conti knows. Doing your own art is ridiculous. iArcade never should have done that. I hate that. Sell a black cab as a black cab. This art stuff is just ridiculous. Space Invaders Gold looks good. I really like my Dead Cells. I think the Dead Cells is the best looking one. Still to this day, I think that. Anyways, guys, I don't want to... Okay, hold on. In your opinion, what happens when Leaks comes out and the cabs never happen? Track and Field, Double Dragon, licensing issues, lack of interest, manufacturing delays. All right, this is the last thing I'll answer before I got to go. I know for a fact that Track and Field never happened because stores didn't want to buy it. I don't know why, but stores didn't want to buy it. Arcade1up was going to do a Track and Field, and it just wasn't the retailer support. Retailers weren't buying the cabinets, and Arcade1up it's a really weird business model, because it relies on the retailers buying it from them. They're selling more to the retailers than they are really to the consumers at the end of the day. So, when people come on there and they're like, why are they not talking to the community? Because they're talking to the people they actually sell their product to, which are the retailers. So it just sucks. Anyways, guys, that's all for me tonight. Hopefully, I'm going to get some more videos done. Maybe I'll even get my AtGames Legends Pinball Micro review out this week. I keep joking that I'm trying to get it out before Dubs. It's not going to matter anyways. Everybody's going to watch Dubs' video, so I won't joke about that. But I'm going to try to get that out this week, and I want to try to get some other stuff off my plate. Like I said, I've got the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro. I've got my BitLCD I want to review. I've got my NBA Jam XL. I've got my Dragon's Lair cab. Now I got Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I've got my Missile Command, and most importantly, I've got my buddy Glenn's Retro Show, Glenn's BitLCD downstairs that I want to get up and running and review as well. So I got a lot of work to do, and hopefully I feel better and have enough time to get it done. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. taking care of me. I'm still sick, and hopefully I wasn't too boring, and it was still pretty entertaining. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Apparently there's some kind of election or something going on. Everybody, have a wonderful night. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you guys next time.